Hello, my mystic friends. This transit brings tension and friction to push you in order to transform your personal will and your belief systems. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. If you are ready for a consultation, please check out my website using the link below. Now, I want to share with you about Mars squaring off with Jupiter. This will happen on September 4th, 2025, the days leading up to it and the days that will come after it. This energy, it brings impulsive actions that can lead to challenges. Now, in this all 12 signs astrology forecast, I want to walk you through the key planetary aspects and how they're stirring change within each one of us. If you are new here, I blend Western, traditional, and evolutionary astrology in order to help you align with your soul's path. You can learn more about my offerings at willowgracemystic.com. Thank you for liking and subscribing. So let's dive in. So for my Aries friends, Mars is your chart ruler. It's always important for you to be following where is it and what is it doing. And so you have Mars in the Libra house of your chart. So if you are an Aries, the Libra section of your chart represents everybody else. It represents your business partners, your significant others, open enemies, exes. It literally represents everybody else that you come in contact with, personal, professional, collaborative, and it can be, it's wanting significant balance and harmony. And so having Libra and Mars in your 7th house of partnerships and agreements, all of your one-on-one connections. Here, Mars is truly urging action through your relationships, through your partnerships. You might feel pulled to assert yourself within your close connections with others or to renegotiate, I would think, terms of fairness, to take the initiative on possible collaborations, contracts, the things that are written down. And at the same time, you have Jupiter. Jupiter is in the home sector of your life. The 4th house, it's literally the cradle. It represents the personal life, your living situation, your traditions. It's what you need in order to be stable, to build your life upon. So having Jupiter in Cancer is highlighting your home, your family roots, your emotional foundations. And so this is expansive energy, and it's seeking comfort and belonging and nurturing of your personal private life and anybody that is within that sanctuary. Now, the square here, it creates this tension, asking, are you prioritizing harmony within your relationships at the cost of your own personal drive? Or are you so focused on your home and your family and your own emotional safety that you are resisting taking action within certain partnerships? This can be significant others. This can be best friends. This is asking you to look at what is the friction between other people and your home, your security. Now, the opportunity of this transit, it is here to help you. It shines a spotlight on 2 areas in order for you to align your drive for partnerships with your desire in order to nurture your home base. This may be bring in supportive people within your life who either feel like family or invite these conversations in about your home and your relationship and how these 2 areas can grow together and what does this connection look like. And so be mindful at this time of overextending yourself in order to please other people or to indulge in comfort that just dulls your motivation. Instead, look to focus on balance. Remember, Libra is the scales. It wants everybody to be happy, like a win-win. So you can always ask, how can I take action within these relationships that also supports my own home, my own emotional security, my foundation? Avoid waiting for other people to just take the lead, because Mars being your ruler, it's initiative with your claims. Mars is your ruler, so initiative is yours to claim, you to go after. Yet In Libra, it's asking you to soften your approach, ensuring that your actions, they create harmony rather than conflict. This is a moment to consciously grow your relationship patterns, grounding them within this emotional truth while still moving forward, being brave and with courage to bring those conversations to the forefront. By balancing diplomacy with honest action, you build relationships that both nourish and empower. So, Aries, a mantra can be, I act with courage and grace, building connections that honor both my needs and my heart's foundations. So Aries, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much because it is your energy that fuels my journey. So for my Taurus friends, you have Mars in an area of your life, your 6th house, that represents your daily habits, how you nurture and care for yourself, your mental, physical health, well-being, and who you search out in order to support you. It's also the house of where we give to others, how we support other people. Now, Mars is in a square or in a conflict with Jupiter. Jupiter's in your 3rd house. The 3rd house is the house of communication and where we take in information. It's where we share information with neighbors and siblings and cousins. And so as Mars is moving through Libra with your daily work, your health, your routines, how you care for yourself, this stirs up your drive towards service and productivity in order to want. It's about you refining your habits. You might feel compelled to take action in balancing your responsibilities with fairness within the workplace relationships, because the 6th house is the house of balancing our home with our career. And meanwhile, the square with Jupiter, it's lighting up communication, your local environment. Jupiter wants to expand your voice, your throat chakra. It's urging growth through writing and teaching and expressing your ideas. The square is asking you, are your daily efforts, are they in alignment with the truth that you speak and that you teach? Do your habits support your ability to share your wisdom? Or do scattered routines, do they create this feeling of being overcommitted? The opportunities of this transit, they come from like integrating your daily schedule with meaningful communication with others. You could develop these supportive routines that amplify your message, or it's collaborating with siblings or colleagues or neighbors in order to network and create harmony together. Avoid trying to do too much at one time, because Jupiter can make your words abundant but unfocused here. While Mars in Libra, it can scatter your energy to all these different tasks that you want to take care of in your daily life. Instead, look to simplify. Ground your communication in routines that can sustain your well-being. Ask yourself, am I speaking from balance or from reaction? Align your work with what feels meaningful, not just what is expected. This is a really good time to refine the small daily choices that build on your long-term growth. Let your action and your communication, let these two areas of your life support one another. When you harmonize your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, and your routines, this creates sustainable expansion. So for my Taurus friends, a mantra can be, I honor my body. I balance my work, and I let my words grow from a place of harmony and truth. So for my Taurus friends, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. So for my Gemini friends, you have Mars in your 5th house. The fifth house represents where you are searching out fun and pleasure and enjoyment. It's the house of creativity and self-expression, lovers, children, our own inner child. And Libra wants balance, fairness, equity. Now, the square comes with Jupiter in your second house. The second house represents anything that makes you feel secure, money, emotional security. This is the balance between, like, what do I do for a job? The second house is money, finances, resources, cash, property, talents, and skill set. So for you, my Gemini friends, Mars traveling through your fifth house of creativity and romance and children and self-expression, it's really wanting to spark. It wants to go after passion. It wants flirty play, artistry, love, yet with a need to balance fairness and reciprocity from others. At the same time, Jupiter in your second house, it wants to expand your values, your income, and your self-worth. You might feel blessed with these opportunities for growth within finances or your own self-esteem. Yet the square, remember, a square shows two areas that are out of sync, and there needs to be some type of an integration or a compromise here. The square shows you the tension between the creative risks and your own material security. And so look at this and say, do you pour energy into pleasure and expression at the expense of grounding your own finances? Or do you cling to comfort, just fearing the risk that creative expansion requires? The opportunities of a square, it's to push us to say this is out of alignment. And so the opportunity is to include you finding ways to monetize possibly some of your creative passions, or to align your self-expression, art, beauty, music, anything that brings you pleasure and joy, with your values. This could be sports. This is, what do you enjoy doing? So a new project, a romance, a passion could also affirm your worth. I'm encouraging you to avoid overindulgence, because that's what Jupiter can bring. It can bring one too many of something. Jupiter here, it can really tempt you towards spending excessive money or excessive time or energy in order to have pleasure. Mars in Libra is saying we need to have some type of a balance here. Maybe an act of love, but don't neglect the practicality. Ask yourself, how can I express myself fully while still honoring what I value the most? Focus on creating art or relationships and experiences that truly nourish your both joy and stability for you. The key is how to integrate it. Your growth, it comes from grounding your passions into these sustainable resources, ensuring that what you love also supports your long-term goals, your long-term worth. Balance creativity with responsibility so that your joy, it becomes a source of empowerment and not distraction for you. So a mantra for you can be, Gemini, I create with joy. I live with balance, and my passions grow into lasting value. So for my Gemini friends, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. And to those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels this journey. So for my Cancer friends, this is all about you and home. You have Jupiter in an area of your life that is your first house. It represents your personality. It represents things that you want to launch, things that you want to do. I always say it's like your business card, your website. It's your name. It's your identity of who you are. Now, the square comes with Mars at the bottom of your chart. The fourth house is what we need to build upon in order to be secure. Your home, your family, your own inner foundations. The fourth house is your living situation. It's your personal life. Having a square in these two areas means that something needs to be integrated here. Having Mars energize your home sector, it's this transit is truly pushing you to act on domestic matters, things that are going on here, whether it's balancing the household roles or addressing family dynamics. Remember that the fourth house is not just your home, but it can be grandparents and great grandparents and your ancestry. It can be traditions. It's everything that's come before you that you build your life upon. And so you seeking harmony within your private life. Now, meanwhile, Jupiter in Cancer is wanting to expand you, yourself, your identity, your own personal path, and you are growing into greater confidence, self-awareness. You are stepping into more of this expansive version of yourself. The square, it causes conflict in order to highlight the tension between your personal growth and your own home life. So you can ask yourself, are you giving too much to family while neglecting your own self or your own expansion? Or are you focusing strongly on your path that home responsibilities create conflict? The opportunities are integrating this energy. It highlights what we need to focus on. And so it lies in you harmonizing your own personal inner foundations with your outward growth. There's a new sense of self that can emerge when you balance your own personal needs with family care. Resist the urge to overgive to others or to overfocus on your own independence. Jupiter here, it can inflate your own self-expression, while Mars in Libra, it can create conflict within fairness at home if it's ignored. So this is bringing tensions to the surface in order for you to address them. So the key is cautious action. You can ask yourself, how do I build a home life that supports who I'm becoming? Take the initiative to set boundaries with grace. This can be physical boundaries or energetic boundaries. This is about you ensuring your growth, that it isn't at the expense of family or domestic harmony. Ground your expansion in emotional stability. By aligning yourself with your home, you can create this foundation that's strong enough to support the next chapter of your journey. So for my Cancer friends, a mantra can be, I honor my roots as I rise, creating balance between who I am and the home that holds me. So Cancer, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. And to those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. So for my Leo friends, you have Mars in an area of your life that has to do with communication. The third house is your neighbors and siblings and cousins, but it's your throat chakra. It's finding the right words. It's connecting with other people, taking in information, disseminating it, and sharing it with others. It's in a hard aspect with Jupiter in your 12th house. The 12th house is the house of self-sabotage. It's the house of our dreams and our intuition. It's the house of our subconscious issues and things that come up and karmic debts. It's also the house of isolation and healing and renewing. And so a square, it's really pushing you with Mars moving through your third house of sharpening your voice. It's really pushing you to act through words and debates and sharing of ideas. And yet, Jupiter in Cancer in your 12th house, this is the house of, again, spirituality and rest and your own personal unconscious, not seeing things coming. And so growth comes from let go, let flow. It's the surrender. It's healing. It comes from inner wisdom. It comes from sitting here, receiving the messages from elsewhere and internalizing them. So the square brings the tension between your outward activity and your own inner retreat. You might feel driven to like speak and connect, yet still feel pulled to withdraw into solitude and spiritual depth. This transit, it offers you this opportunity to integrate sacred insight into your words, becoming the messenger of wisdom. This is a time to share the spiritual truth or for you to connect with other aligned souls through quiet but meaningful dialogue. This is not shouting it from the rooftops. This is small, intimate connections with other people. Be mindful at this time of scattering your energy within conversations or overextending your voice. Mars can push you to speak, while Jupiter, it can really tempt you towards escapism or like overindulgence within that retreat. Instead, look to find the balance within practicing mindful communication that's rooted in spiritual awareness. Ask yourself, am I speaking just to fill the space, or am I sharing from my soul? Create space for rest and reflection and your own inner growth. Let your words flow from you being centered. When you balance the seen and the unseen, your communication, it becomes transformative, not just for yourself, but for others. Align your speech with soul truth, ensuring that it uplifts both you and the people that you connect with. A mantra Leo can be, I speak with clarity and wisdom. I ground my voice in soul truth and spiritual balance. So for my Leo friends, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. And to those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. So for my Virgo friends, Mars is in Libra in your second house. The second house revolves around topics that have to do with your finances, your values, your self-worth, cash, property. It's about you feeling secure, needing security. And Libra wants balance, Mars wants to initiate. The square comes with Jupiter in your 11th house. Now, the Jupiter in Cancer wants to expand your community, your friendships, your networks, your hopes, your dreams, your long-term goals. And so for you, Mars is really energizing your own personal finances. Here, Mars wants it wants to push you to take action around your money matters, around your personal resources. It wants you to define what you truly value emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. Money is not everything that we value. And this is looking at everything and saying, put this into a perspective that makes sense. At the same time, Jupiter in Cancer is expanding your connections with others, your goals. This is going to be a season for you of growing your networks, of envisioning what does your future now look like, and aligning with groups that can truly reflect your dreams. It's leaving the outdated and aligning with your goals. Now, squares always create tension. The goal is to say these two areas, they're not in alignment. Let's create the tension so we can be better connected. We can evolve, we can grow. And so it's creating this tension of asking, are you pursuing money and personal security like in ways that align with your greater vision? Or are you just giving away too much to groups and communities while neglecting your own financial stability? This will be a transit where you're going to look at what you're giving with what you're receiving and looking for some forms of reciprocity or balance and harmony here. The opportunities that come from this transit emerge in you building these aligned resources that support both of your goals and your social connections. That could be people that you work with, people that you want to volunteer with, and it's also people that you spend time with, like your social circles, your friends, your groups. These collaborations, they can lead to abundance, but only if they're grounded in fairness and equity. So I'm encouraging you to be mindful of overextending financially just for the sake of group harmony, or of undervaluing yourself while serving these collective goals, signing up for things that, like not having the time to be able to finish those things. They're not a priority for you right now. There's somebody else's priority that they're delegating to you. And so having Jupiter in your 11th house, it can really inflate your optimism. It makes you believe in every opportunity is going to pay off. And Mars in Libra, it scatters your focus that has to do with your money, your resources, your talents, your skill set. And so instead, look to act strategically. Ask yourself, do my financial choices, do they reflect my deeper values? Do my communities support my worth, my growth? Is there reciprocity here? Take action in order to harmonize your resources with your long-term vision, your long-term goals. Say yes to groups that align with your soul's values and not to those that drain you. Build balance between your personal worth and your own collective purpose to ensure that generosity, it doesn't come at the cost of your self-respect. And so for my Virgo friends, a mantra can be, I honor my worth, align my resources with my vision, and grow within communities that reflect my values. So for Virgo, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. So for my Libra friends, this is all about you. You have Mars in your house of your identity, things that you want to launch, things that you want to start, how you view your body, your outlook, your identity. Your first house, I often say, is not just who you present to the world, but it's like your business card or your website. And so in your own personal action. Now, this brings passion and drive directly to push you on your own path. You feel compelled to assert yourself, to take the initiative, to claim your presence, all the while Jupiter is at the top of your chart. It's in your career sector. The 10th house is the highest point on your chart that represents job, reputation, legacy. It represents your goals, things that you want to achieve, authority figures, you being an authority figure. And so Jupiter in Cancer here is truly expanding your house of public life, your reputation. Growth is happening within your vocation, bringing you these opportunities of recognition and influence. Now the square, it creates this push-pull. Squares come when two planets are in areas that are not in compliance with each other, that are not in sync with each other, that force us to take notice in order to change, evolve, grow, because we need to integrate it. And so this square, it's creating this push-pull of, do I act for my own path? Do I prioritize career growth? Do I extend like me working for my own recognition? This is about balancing your personal drive with your professional expansion. That's going to be the key. The square is pushing you to integrate, to look at this, and to include aligning yourself with your personal identity, with your career. This can be a moment where stepping into your own authentic self, it attracts recognition within your own public sphere, like getting over your fear and saying, this is who I am. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to be known as. And coming out and being real and authentic. So At this time, I'm encouraging you to be careful with overconfidence within professional matters or overextending yourself in pursuit of getting the recognition. Mars in your first house, it can be really reactive, while Jupiter in your 10th house, it can inflate ambition well beyond your current capacity. Instead, look to act with balance. Look to be aware of what is going on outside of your sphere. Ask yourself, does this career path, does it reflect who I truly am? And am I leading with authenticity or from peer pressure, like what authority figures are asking me to do or what I feel pressured to do? Look to step forward in measured ways, ensuring that your identity, your professional role, that all of this aligns with who you are. This is a time for self-assertion that not only serves you, but it serves your personal truth and your greater calling. By moving deliberately, you can harmonize your ambition with your soul's purpose, creating this long-lasting growth in both yourself and your career, your legacy, your reputation. And so a mantra for you can be, I step forward with balance and authenticity, aligning my true self with the path of my highest calling. So for my Libra friends, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. And to those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. So for my Scorpio friends, Mars is one of your chart rulers, and it is in your 12th house. The 12th house is the personal unconscious. It's the hidden house, spirituality, it's endings. It is you with intuition, dreams, but it's also the house of isolation, or where things are hidden or secrets come out. And so for you, Mars is energizing all of this energy. It feels like there could be this inward drive, urging you to confront these, I would say, hidden patterns. The 12th house is where we have this broken record of what people have told us, or what we believe, or things that have been passed down from generation to generation. And so Mars is here saying, I need to confront these hidden patterns. I need to retreat. I need to pause. I need to do the work that's needed behind the scenes. Now, at the same time, Jupiter is expanding your 9th house of, it's wanting to expand your philosophy, higher learning, travel, cross-cultural experiences, visas, passports, publishing, legal matters. It is really saying, I want to expand my mind, my body, my spirit. And so growth, it'll come through wisdom, through exploration, through broadening your own horizons at this time. A square is when two planets are in a hard aspect, a right angle, 90 degrees, that say this and this are not in compliance with each other. And we need to explore ways of integrating it in order to evolve and change and grow. And so the square is highlighting the tension between you wanting inner retreat and your own outward expansion. Do you withdraw too much, looking for solitude, or do you leap so far into study and exploration that you avoid the necessary inner work that's needed in order to integrate what you're learning and what you're studying? The opportunities of exploring those options include integrating spiritual retreat with higher wisdom, making this a time to study deeply, or to travel inward, or then travel outward, and weave philosophy with healing of mind, body, spirit, and soul. Look to this time to avoid escaping into fantasy or overcommitting to philosophical ideas while grounding yourself. Mars in your 12th house, in the sign of Libra, it can scatter your energy into many different hidden spaces, while Jupiter in your 9th house can inflate your beliefs. This is an invitation for you to truly act in ways that honor both your own inner and your outer spiritual journey. You can ask, how do my hidden patterns shape my beliefs? How can I align my wisdom with my healing? This is a really important time to consciously merge retreat with expansion. Take quiet time, meditate, yoga, journal, spiritual practice. These things that can fuel your larger worldview. Let your growth come from a space of balance between your own inner healing and your outer exploration, ensuring that both are aligned with soul truth. So, Scorpio, a mantra for you can be, I balance inner healing with outer wisdom, expanding my soul while honoring sacred retreat. So, Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. And to those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. For my Sagittarian friends, you have Mars in Libra in your 11th house. This brings up topics that have to do with your friendship, your social circles, your networks, your long-term visions and dreams and goals. This is personal connections to people and professional connections. It's also the house of where we connect with other people to volunteer or to be part of something that is bigger. Having Mars here, it pushes you to act within community, forming these alliances. You taking initiative within groups. It's asking you to clarify your place within these groups, these networks. Meanwhile, Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer, it's wanting to expand your 8th house of your shared resources, your intimacy, your transformation. The 8th house brings up topics that have to do with debt, alimony, child support, wills. It's taboo topics. The 8th house is where you are integrated or you are connected with people on an intimate level. This could be family members, these could be business partners or significant others. And so while Jupiter is in Cancer here, the growth, it comes through these deep bonds that you have with others, these joint ventures, these emotional or financial merging of other people. Now, a square always causes conflict. It says these two areas are not in alignment. Let's bring it to the surface in order for us to change, evolve, grow, and integrate with health and healing. And so the square here is highlighting tension. Are your friendships and networks, are they aligned with your deeper transformations? Because the 8th house is where we go through birth, death, and rebirth transformations in order to heal and grow. Or do you feel pulled between these surface level alliances? I call them tissue paper, like tissue paper connections, and profound emotional commitments. Now, the opportunities, they include a blending of community involvement with transformative partnerships, a getting to know on a deeper level. This could be a time to find allies who truly support your emotional depth, your long-term goals. Look to be very mindful of overextending yourself within these groups at this time while neglecting your deepest needs, because Mars in Libra, it can sometimes scatter, like go after too many or be involved in too many things all at one time. So it scatters your energy within these social obligations. While Jupiter in your 8th, it can create overconfidence within shared ventures, like, oh, it's going to be okay. I'm going to invest my money, my time, my effort, my energy right here. It's going to pay off. So instead, act with discernment. Ask, do my allies, do my connections, do they honor my deeper emotional truth? Do I give energy to communities that transform me positively? Look to focus on balancing your outer collective with your own inner intimacy during this time, because this is definitely not being connected between a personal and a professional, or a connection of conscious collaboration. Choose networks that reflect your soul's growth, and look to avoid scattering your energy with misaligned groups, and look to get out of, leave, or shift the responsibilities to someone else. Align your friendships, your deeper connections, your commitments with others that can strengthen your vision for the future. Sagittarius, a mantra for you can be, I act with discernment. I'm aligning my communities with depth and my deep soul's truth. And so Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it's your energy that fuels my journey. So for my Capricorn friends, this will be felt intimately for you because you have Mars at the highest point of your chart. The 10th house is the house that everybody sees it. This is your career, your reputation, your legacy, your responsibilities, your life direction. What do I, as a Capricorn, want to do? Now, this sparks ambition, passion, drive, desire. It pushes you to act on your professional sphere, to assert leadership, to redefine your role within the public eye. Meanwhile, you have Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, in the other, the partnership. If you are Capricorn, the Cancer area, the 7th house of your chart, represents you with everybody else. Business partners, significant others, best friends, clients, open enemies, exes. It literally is contracts. These relationships are all of your one-on-one relationships, personal and professional. And growth, it's going to come through collaboration and allies and these opportunities through others. So a square always brings tension. It takes two areas of our life that says we need to have alignment here. The square reveals the tension between your career ambition and partnership commitments. Do you really push ahead professionally without balancing your own ambition, your needs, and of your significant others? Or do you rely heavily on partners without owning your own leadership roles? This is a square that's saying, here I am, here are others. What do I give? What do I take? Is there reciprocity here? The opportunities of this transit include aligning your professional ambitions with supportive alliances, people that will support and align and help you to grow, collaborations that can bring you expansion, but only if both sides act in fairness and balance. Be mindful of overreaching or over connecting within your career pursuits, or leaning on relationships without equal effort at this time. Mars in your 10th house, it can really bring pressure to be impulsive and to act too quickly. While Jupiter in your 7th, it creates this overconfidence in others, in these partnership outcomes. So instead, ask yourself, how can my professional path, where I'm heading, how can it support my relationships, and how can my partnerships elevate my career? Strive for reciprocity. What are you giving? What are you receiving? Avoid scattering your energy in every direction. Look to choose one or two aligned goals and pour into them with balance. By harmonizing your ambition with collaboration, you are going to create the long-term growth that's going to support both your public path and your personal bonds. Capricorn, this is your moment in order to build a legacy that's rooted in fairness, trust, and equality. So a mantra for you can be, I rise with balance. I harmonize career, ambition with partnerships that uplift and support my path. So for my Capricorn friends, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear thoughts about this in the comments below. And to those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. So for my Aquarius friends, you have Mars in your ninth house. This is the house of higher learning and traveling and cross-cultural experiences. The ninth house is where we get out and we connect with other people through publishing or taking a class or a workshop or traveling or studying. And so having Mars here, it sparks your desire to take action in broadening your learning, studying your horizons by teaching or seeking new spiritual or cultural perspectives. Meanwhile, we have Jupiter in your sixth house. Jupiter's in the sign of Cancer. The sixth house, it expands your health, your work, your day-to-day habits, your service to other people. The sixth house brings in being organized. How do I balance my home with my career, and how do I support and give to others? And so growth, this comes through refining your routines here. It's about improving your wellness and creating these meaningful services that you can support and give to others. Now, squares. Remember that a square is a right angle. It's a hard aspect that says this area and this area, they are not seeing eye to eye, and we have to create tension in order to create change. Otherwise, we have complacency. And so the square is highlighting the tension between your vision and your daily practicality. Like, look at this as, do your big ideas, do they translate into sustainable routines for you? Or are your day-to-day responsibilities, are they distracting you from pursuing wisdom or traveling, things that you want to do? The opportunities that can come from this transit, they arise in integrating your inner knowledge with your everyday habits. You could bring spiritual studies into your daily practices, or you could align your work with like a larger philosophy. Look to avoid scattering your energy in these lofty pursuits that just lack grounding or become so entrenched in routine that you miss the opportunities that for growth. Having Mars in your ninth house, it can really push you towards these reactive opinions or these impulsive leaps, while Jupiter in your sixth house, it can overinflate your to-do list. Remember, this is our day-to-day responsibilities. And so instead, ask yourself, how can I bring wisdom into my daily work? Or how can my routines serve my vision better? Commit to building habits that truly anchor your philosophical or your spiritual beliefs and pursuits. This is a time for integration. Let the big picture fuel all of the small steps that you need to take in order to get there to sustain the bigger picture. By harmonizing your vision with your action, making a plan, short, middle, and long-term goals, you can create this path where purpose becomes embodied every single day of your life. And so, my Aquarius friends, a mantra can be, I weave wisdom into my daily life, aligning routine with purpose and vision with practice. And so, Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. And to those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey. So for my Pisces friends, you have Mars in Libra in your 8th house. Your 8th house is the house of intimacy. It's taboo topics. It's shared resources. It's where we are intimately connected with people, places, and things, like where we invest our money, our time, our effort, our energy. It's business partners, significant others. It's also exes if there's alimony and child support. And so this is the house of birth, death, rebirth, and the transformation that comes from healing from within. And so this transit, having Mars and Libra here, it stirs action around your emotional bonds, around your finances that are tied to others, and the healing of your old wounds. At the same time, we have Jupiter in Cancer. Now, this is in the 5th house, which represents creativity and romance, joy, children, your own inner child. It's the house of of self-expression of what do I want to do, that leap of faith that I want to take. The fifth house is what do we do on the weekend, artistic pursuits. It's dating and love affairs. It's joy, it's pleasure. And so having Jupiter expand this area of your life, it comes through love and pleasure and authentic expression, like being your real self. And so squares, they always cause tension. The goal is to illuminate two areas of your life that are out of sync or complacency has set in. And so it's shaking some things up in order to change, alter, grow, evolve. And so the square, it creates a tension between vulnerability and joy. Power, who has it, control. Look at this as, are you willing to take these creative risks while also confronting your deepest truths of intimacy and these shared commitments and resources? Because the eighth house is those taboo topics that need to get brought to the surface to be dealt with. Now, the opportunity that comes from this, it lies in channeling your creative joy into healing or deepening your intimacy through these shared passions. You might experience profound growth in love, in art, or in partnerships that touch both your heart and your soul. Be cautious of overindulgence in pleasure that distracts from deeper healing, or of diving so deeply into the shadow work that you miss the opportunities for joy and pleasure. Mars in your eighth house, it really stirs these reactive power struggles, while Jupiter in your fifth, it inflates the desire for you to have fun without the responsibility. So instead ask, how can I merge my joy with my transformation? How can I love and creatively become part of my healing journey? How can I heal my own inner child? Act consciously in shared resources and relationships. Seek fairness and balance. At the same time, honor joy as medicine for you. This is a time to integrate passion and healing and creative play into one flow, letting each support your soul's evolution. And so, my Pisces friends, a mantra can be, I embrace joy and transformation together, allowing love and creativity to heal and empower my soul. So for my Pisces friends, thank you so much for being here. For more on this transit, check out my video for the collective energy and what to expect. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. And to those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels my journey.